The Watts Family House. The documentary. Even though Netflix has recently released American Murder, The Family Next Door, a documentary on Chris Watts and how he murdered his family, the true crime doco didn't cover anything potentially paranormal related from within the house, such as the supposed shadows and EVPs that many people have mentioned they've seen and heard while watching the police officers investigate. So, in this video we'll dive into some of this and see if we can make sense of any of it. Background. Christopher Lee Watts and sha'nann Catherine Watts were natives of Spring Lake and Aberdeen, North Carolina, respectively. They met in 2010 and were married in Mecklenburg County on November 3, 2012. They had two daughters, Bella Marie Watts and Celeste Catherine, or Cece, and lived in this 5-bedroom home in Frederick, Colorado. Chris was employed by Anadarko Petroleum while sha'nann was an independent representative for a multi-level marketing company. The disappearance. sha'nann returned home from a business trip to Arizona at about 2 a.m. on August 13, 2018, after getting a ride from her friend and colleague Nicole Atkinson. Later that day, sha'nann and the girls were reported missing by Atkinson, who became concerned when sha'nann missed a scheduled doctor's appointment and failed to return text messages. After leading all neighbors and police to think that his wife and two little girls had vanished without a trace, Chris Watts was arrested 2 days later on August 15th. Chris failed a polygraph test and subsequently confessed to murdering sha'nann and his two daughters. He strangled sha'nann and smothered his daughters to death and then transported their bodies to a remote oil storage site where he worked. The authorities soon located the bodies of the Watts family members on the property of his former employer, Anadarko Petroleum. Chris is now spending the rest of his life in prison. Voices. Prior to Chris admitting to the murders, part of the investigation included a police canine team who entered the Watts family house in search of evidence of the missing family members. The police searched the house from top to bottom, all while wearing body cams, which of course recorded the whole thing. Some viewers of said body cam footage are convinced that the poor souls of the family can be heard and maybe even seen in parts of the video. This first part comes from when the officers enter what looks to be the walk-in wardrobe used by sha'nann for her clothing and shoe collection.
There's plenty of her finger here.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What in the world was that? Wow.
What sounds like a young girl's voice yells out the word "mommy," followed a couple of seconds later by the sound of a giggle.
There's plenty of her finger here.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What in the world was that? Wow. Her finger here.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both officers state in the video that they do in fact hear the giggle, but then they struggle to find out where the sound originated from. Initially they thought it may have come from a kid's toy from within the wardrobe, but after searching for such item they come up with nothing.
Go in there and step on that little blue thing and see if that's where that noise came.
Yeah, it sounded like a kid toy.
It might. It sort of sounded like it.
Something. There was a. I heard it.
That one. Did you hear it?
I did.
Sounded like a kid giggling or something, didn't it? Or a kid.
It did.
They leave the room acknowledging what they've heard and state they'll put it on the report. The police continue searching the house and unknowingly capture what many people think quite possibly could be more EVPs, or electronic voice phenomena.
That's interesting. That's
A commenter in one of the original videos writes that the words "I'm with Cece" sounds like it's been said with a gravely voice, almost as if how one would talk if they had injuries to the neck. Shadows. Viewers of the police body cam footage also believe that one of the daughters quite possibly can be seen gliding down the stairs when the canine investigation team first arrives at the Watts family house. However, this I'm not too sure about. Let me know if you see it.
Smells like cleaning, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Smells like clean. Smells like clean.
In addition to this, viewers in the past also believe that there is a shadow that can be seen moving in the kitchen. This footage was recorded one night after a group of police officers were called out to the Watts family house after neighbors reportedly saw a woman walking around inside the house late at night. Reports state that a woman was seen walking back and forward inside the house while lights repeatedly turned off and on. This next clip shows what a lot of viewers think could be the shadow of one of the family members. It almost looks like the police officer saw this as well, as they almost immediately turned and looked in that direction. But who knows? Condolences. We now move on from all of the police body cam footage and take a look at a video that one of the members of public captured in the last week or so. Frank Mendez from Franco TV, if you didn't know already, is a well-known YouTuber known for his paranormal related videos. Frank typically explores old, rundown, abandoned and supposedly haunted buildings. This time, however, he made his way to the Watts family house to pay his condolences to the family and, more specifically, the two young girls, Bella and Cece, by bringing them a teddy bear to the house and leaving it on the front porch as many other people have done. As Frank is doing this, his viewers on his live stream ask him to take out and use his thermal camera. He agrees and takes it out and points it towards the house. Frank and his viewers then see what possibly looks like two people standing upstairs in one of the bedroom windows.
What the hell am I seeing? Again, this is coming straight from an infrared perspective. Look, it looks like somebody else just came in on the far left.
Frank also believes that he caught what he thinks could be a face at yet another window looking back at him. Once again, I'm not too sure if I see this. Let me know if you can see it.
Use the thermal one more time. Oh wait, look at the front window there. To the right, on the window. Not the window, the one to the door. It looks like a face. Right next to the 3 stickers on the door. On the right hand side.
By the looks of it, the house has gone into default, which wouldn't be a surprise as there's no longer anyone to pay the bills. It's also rumoured that the neighbouring homeowners are worried about the value of their homes coming down as the Watts house has failed to sell in over 2 years. Chris has obviously not only ruined his own life, his family's, but potentially nearby residents as well. So, with all due respect, is the Watts family home occupied or even haunted by the spirit of Sha'nann and or her daughters like many people now think it is? Or are all of these little things just coincidences? Personally, I would hate to think that those poor souls are forever trapped in that house, wondering what they did wrong. Hopefully that is not the case. But at the end of the day, you've got to ask yourself what you believe.